Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Stephanie, the Midwest Seller, and today is Monday. This will be my first video of the year, and I hope everybody is doing well. I want to thank everybody for being continued subscribers while I was away. I've been gone for about 6 months, and I took a long break. Had a lot of changes in my life, and I appreciate all the new subscribers. I don't know why I got new subscribers when I wasn't making new videos, but I appreciate you all so much. Welcome to the family, and I look forward to getting to know you, and I hope you get to watch more of my videos this year. This video today is just going to be some sales that I had in January, and let's be honest here, I haven't had an active eBay store. I kind of actually put my store on vacation for a while. It recently started back up again in November, so things have been slow for me, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you the sales that I did have in January. So let's get started. I'm in my new office, so I'm going to go ahead and post a screenshot of the item that sold, and I'll put it either here or here, wherever it ends up, and I will tell you what I paid for it if I remember, and what it sold for, and any other pertinent information about the item. So I really like watching what sold videos because you get an idea of what sells for people, and obviously what to look out for when you're out sourcing and thrifting. And I've had to become a little bit more creative with where I'm going right now. They're not taking donations, and the shelves are pretty empty. So what I'm seeing out there, I did go to a church thrift store, and I'll do a haul video because I found some really good things there, and the prices were really reasonable. So you don't have to just go to the mainstream thrift stores. Do some research, but Google churches in your area, and I tell you, they're a great resource for rummage sales. Some of them even have the charity thrift shops. That the one I just visited, they're open all year round. Usually their prices are pretty good. So, and it's a good cause. Let's start here. I've got these UGG shoes. They're little actual child size boots on consignment for somebody out of Chicago. And I have started with 7 pairs of these, I believe, and I have 1 pair left. One, I took an offer for $28 because it's getting a little bit late in the season, and I sold most of them in December. Most of them I sold in December sold for $34, but I took an offer of $28 on these, so the cost for me was nothing. So with my consignment business, the way I've been running it, which this is the last of it, I'm not doing consignment anymore, but I would take 40% of that, and she gets 60%, but she has to pay the eBay fees. And the next item was a pair of Marc by Marc Jacobs shorts. They're red, so I'm thinking Valentine's Day. And shorts, you know, they'll sell all year round. You don't have to wait to list your shorts. Get them listed. This was another consignment from my Chicago girl, and I took an offer of $25. The buyer messaged me, and she lives in the UK, and she said because shipping is so expensive. Okay, so this next item I picked up at one of my local animal thrift stores that benefits animals, and which I really love that. I like going to those smaller thrift stores. This brand was Star, and it was a horsehair brush for, you know, your shoes, and it was in great condition. It looked hardly even used. It was very soft, and a lot of the Star brushes out there were like a brown, and this was unique because it was, you know, black. So I picked that up. It was for $1. I picked it up for $1. I listed it for $15 because I wanted to kind of flip things quickly now. I had it out there for $15, and somebody was watching it, so I sent them an offer for $13, and he accepted. The next item was an auction. I picked this up at that same animal thrift store, and it was just a yellow box, and I picked it up. I always go to the office section because I think that you can find a lot of good stuff in the office section. For one, for just stuff for your home office, really cheap, and another reason is if you find a lot of the industrial, the old like swing line staplers and old calculators and just things that are vintage, that are industrial looking, those are really good sellers. So I always hit the office area, but I picked this up and it was full of recipe. I went through it, and there was a lot of good old recipes in there, and you know, people love that sort of thing. So I put it on auction. I paid $1 for it. I put it on auction with a low starting price of $7.99, thinking I might get 15 bucks for it. And it had 13 bids and it got up to $30. So that was a pretty good flip. And it wasn't even like a collectible metal recipe box. It was just a yellow plastic box. And people do love old recipes, especially if they're handwritten or clippings from newspapers. So keep that in mind when you're out there shopping. Look for old recipe boxes. Even if they're empty, they'll still sell, even if they're empty. Okay, the next item I sold was a pair of Sorel boots, which are amazing. If you've never seen Sorel boots, they're very high quality. They're expensive on the website. I want to say, I think they're made in Canada, but don't quote me on that. I'm not sure. Anyway, they're really good boots. This was a consignment boot from the same Chicago girl. They were a size 8. I had them out there for $75, and they had a lot of watchers, but haven't been moving. And then I got an offer for $60, and I went ahead and took it again because it is getting late in the season. I know no seasons doesn't matter on eBay, but I kind of wanted to move these out. I figured I might be stuck with them for a while, so I took the offer of $60, and they went to, I believe, Colorado. Oh, that's right. I usually tell you where I ship them to. I'll go back and add that in. Okay, and the next thing I got was also something I picked up very recently at that animal thrift store. I always go through the gloves and the hats and the scarves and the belts, especially. They're lightweight, easy to ship, easy to store. I found these vintage leather gloves, and the brand was, I don't know how to pronounce it, Fownes, Fownes, Fownes. I picked these up for $1, and I, again, sent an offer. I had them out there for, I think, 15 or 18. I sent an offer for $13 just to flip them and entice that person, and she went ahead and bought them. They went to New York. Now, this next item was also an auction, and I picked this up around Thanksgiving time. My oldest daughter was in town visiting for Thanksgiving, and we went out to an estate sale. And it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with her. She loves the same thing. She loves going out to thrift stores or estate sales like me, and we had a lot of fun. Anyway. This one house had so much stuff in it. It was just, you could barely walk through there. And upstairs, one of the bedrooms, there was this, it looked like a stuffed animal room. She had a lot of bears and children's things that have never been opened. And I probably should have picked up a lot more than I did. Anyway, I saw this little child's vintage plum blossom kimono, and it was the cutest thing. In fact, I thought this would be really cute, like in a frame hanging on the wall. But I was just really drawn to it. And that was the only child's clothes I bought. I should have picked up more. But it was 50 cents or $1. I don't remember what. And I had on there $35 or best offer. And it sold for $35. And this was flawed. This had spots on it. This had probably 3 or 4 spots on it. And I pointed that out in the listing. And it was funny because I got feedback. And she said that, I'll see if I can find the feedback, but she said it was in mint condition, which it wasn't. It was flawed. I definitely put that on there because I didn't want anybody to say, hey, I didn't know this was stained, but it didn't matter to her. The next item was a Soma bra. This is another tip. If you aren't looking at that bra section, they're usually $1 or $2 where I am. Go through there. They can sell used or with tag. This was a Soma bra, new with tags. I sold it for $29. Like I said, usually they're pretty inexpensive to pick up. In fact, I'm going to be making a lot. I have a lot of vintage clothing. And what I've decided, I am going to lot things up in vintage lots. So I'm going to do like slips and bras and things like that, camisoles, and maybe do a lot of 15 and start doing it like that. Okay, the very last item I did not sell in January. I sold actually in December, but I wanted to tell you this story. Okay, so back in September, I had stuff everywhere. I had still stuff in storage because we've moved. We sold our house, moved things in storage, moved to a temporary apartment, stayed there for a month, moved again. Actually, it's just been crazy. This last 6 months have actually been crazy. Anyway, we're finally getting settled, and we are in our new house. As you can see, I'm in I call it my hobbit hole. It's a converted attic space. It's my office. It's my eBay room. It's my sewing room for my Etsy shop, for my Steph and Wolf business. Everything that I do, crafts or eBay or sewing, is contained in this room. So it's large enough. It's pretty tight. One day I'll do a tour, but it's really, the ceilings are pretty small. So it's a good thing I'm 5 foot tall. All right, so the next item I did sell originally in September. And that's when I decided, you know what, I have got to shut this down. I got to put some stuff on vacation mode because I'm just a mess. And I didn't know where I couldn't find it. I knew I had it. Couldn't find it. So I had to cancel the sale, and I had to get a ding for that because I was obviously didn't have it. I was out of stock. Well, I wasn't out of stock. I knew I had it. I just couldn't find the item. So if you're new to selling, definitely one of the first things you should do is get yourself organized as far as inventory. It can be simplest things as using used shoe boxes. Okay, so anyway, I had an interruption, so let me get back on track. But yeah, if you are new to reselling, definitely start out organized. Start out with whatever you got, shoe boxes, anything you can find, just to put them in, label it. I've got mine A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Label it, put it in a spreadsheet, know where your items are. It accidentally, inadvertently got into our deep storage, so it was way to the back. There was no way I was going to dig everything out. So I canceled the sale and told the buyer, I am so sorry. You know, I explained that exactly what happened. You know, I'm moving, I'm in transition, can't find the item. Long story short, she said, you know, she understood. She was very disappointed because she's been looking for this particular pattern for like 4 years. And she lived in England. And she was really disappointed. And I felt so bad. And I said, you know, I will keep your information. I will message you on eBay once I get settled and moved. And that's exactly what I did. So September, October, November, December, the end of December, we got everything out of storage. And I found it. And I messaged her and I said, hey, I found it. Are you still interested? And she was so happy. She was so happy. So I put the same price on it. It was $18, and it ended up being like, she spent like $48 on this pattern shipping to England. And it was so lightweight. I don't know why it was so expensive, because I didn't do global shipping. It was direct. Anyway, long story short, she was very happy, very pleased to get it. And so, you know, if that happens to you, just be honest with your buyer and maybe do that. Say, you know what, if I find another one, or if I find it in my inventory, can I message you and see if you want it in the future? And it all worked out. It wasn't that big of money for me, obviously. I think I paid 50 cents for this pattern at Goodwill, but it meant everything to her. And this is what she needed, and I was so happy to provide that, 4 months later. Anyway, that's all I've got. So anyway, those are just the sales that I had so far in January. January's not over, but I just wanted to go ahead and get out a video. It's been a long time. I miss you guys so much. I appreciate all the comments too. And I started homeschooling in August. I'm homeschooling our 6th graders, so that's a big adjustment for me as well. But homeschooling is going great, and that's wonderful. So I'm going to get to listing. I hope you guys have a great day. I will be putting out my Thrift With Me video. I got a little bit of footage, and then I kind of got so into shopping that I forgot to get some pictures. Anyway, I will show you what I got, because I did get a lot of good stuff at that church thrift store. So we will see you then. I hope you enjoyed the video. I know it was short and kind of crazy, but it's been a while since I've been out here, so I gotta get used to doing videos again. And thank you all so much for everything. We will see you in the next one. Talk to you soon.